LeBron James is probably going to retire after this year. Now, unless the Golden State Warriors are one of these big-time NBA teams, maybe even the Houston Rockets, because the Houston Rockets are a team that's rebuilding and have a chance with a young coach and Udoka. Maybe the Rockets would combine him with Kevin Durant over there in Houston and try to make a run for an NBA title. But LeBron James is probably playing his final season as an NBA player. He's building his podcast. He has all these different production companies. He's got all these different assets that he's invested in over the last 10 years. And he's one of the more richer athletes we've seen come out of professional sports in history. The fact is, Luka Doncic is the young superstar. He's going to be 26 years old going into this season. He lost a lot of weight so far. What we've heard, he's lost 20 pounds. He was at one of the NBA playoff games. It looked like he lost at least 20 pounds, maybe even 15 pounds. He looks like he's in a really good shape. And with new ownership, $10 billion that they obviously invested into buying the Lakers, I expect the Lakers and new ownership to build around Luka Doncic. Now, LeBron James is still going to make his $52.6 million. If the Lakers fall out this coming season and Luka Doncic isn't enough with LeBron James, I could see LeBron James getting traded at the trade deadline. Reason why is there are going to be a ton of teams lining up for a play of this magnitude. LeBron James is still averaging 24 points, 8 assists and 7 rebounds. If you look at his career statistics, LeBron James is a career 27, 28-point scorer. 8.5 assists a game, and 7 to 8 rebounds a game in his career. So LeBron James is still at the top of his game. Now, LeBron James is not the defender he once was, and LeBron James cannot keep up with some of the younger players that we've seen over the last couple of years in the NBA. But he's still a sensational player. He's still one of the elite players in the NBA. If you were to look at LeBron right now and put him in the top 15, top 20, I don't think you can argue LeBron James is a top 15, top 17 player right now in the NBA. But the Lakers are going to look to go young. Austin Reeves turned down a $96 million contract this offseason. I think he wants to go to free agency next year and see what free agency is going to offer him. And with new ownership now, it's going to be a little bit different for the Lakers and where the Lakers organization is going to go in the future. The only reason why LeBron James came to the Lakers, it was because of the Buss family. The Buss family don't own the organization anymore. Now you're going to look at LeBron James and think that LeBron James is looking to win that 5th title to tie Kobe Bryant, to be considered arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. Now, we all know he's not Michael Jordan. But if he gets his 5th championship, if he goes to Golden State or he goes to Houston, or maybe if he goes to OKC and wins another title, then you could start to consider, or people will start even considering the argument that he is as good or even better than Michael Jordan. LeBron James practically has every single playoff statistic, regular season statistic. He has broken record after record after record. There's nothing LeBron James needs to do to prove that he is the second greatest basketball player of all time. I believe that's what LeBron James is. A lot of people would argue with me. They'll say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They'll say Kobe Bryant. They'll say Tim Duncan. They'll say Hakeem Olajuwon, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. You could put all these guys amongst the best players right behind Michael Jordan. But the fact is, LeBron James is coming back because he's making $52.6 million. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the most money he will make as a professional basketball player. Nobody's going to walk away from $52.5 million. Nobody. I don't believe LeBron James will be a Laker for the rest of the season. I think at the trade deadline, if the Lakers fall out, and I don't think the Lakers are going to be aggressive because obviously the offseason has started. Free agency has opened up. Unless they get Giannis, who are they going to get? And you're only getting Giannis if you trade something. Who are you trading for Giannis? Austin Reeves? Nobody. You're going to have to trade a hell of a lot more than Austin Reeves to get Giannis. You're going to have to trade maybe LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and probably your future to bring in Giannis. And that means LeBron James is no longer with them. So that's not going to happen. I just think there's nothing out there right now. This free agency market is not as good as it's going to be next year. I don't know where anybody believes that LeBron James will stay with the Lakers by the trade deadline. There are a numerous amount of teams that are looking to win a championship or on the cusp of being one of the elite teams in the NBA. Maybe he goes back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah. Maybe he goes back to Cleveland and tries to win a championship with Spider and the coaching staff over there with Kenny Atkinson. If they add LeBron James to that roster, I mean, is anybody going to beat him in the East? That automatically makes them the favorites at the trade deadline to win the East. How about the Celtics? The Celtics, obviously, you have Brown, you have White there. You don't have Tatum. You don't have Tatum. He might be back at the end of the season. They're saying Jason Tatum will miss the whole season. With an Achilles tear, if he's training already, he had his surgery the next day within 24 hours of the Knicks game, the Knicks series. I expect Tatum to possibly be back sometime before the playoffs. If Tatum comes back and you have LeBron James and you have Jaylen Brown and you have a guy like White, I mean, aren't you a contender? Aren't you an Eastern Conference contender with LeBron James there going to play for the Celtics? Do you remember the last Laker to jump ship and go from Miami to Cleveland to the Celtics? Do you remember that? It was Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal retired as a Celtic. Now, he didn't do anything with the Celtics, but he retired. Well, he actually retired with, if I'm not mistaken, it was Orlando he retired with. But that's what usually happens. After your career, you usually sign with your old team and you retire with your old team. That's what usually happens. I'm not sure if he retired with Orlando or the Lakers, but he retired with one of those teams. But his final year as an NBA player, if I'm not mistaken, it was with the Celtics. And if LeBron James wants to do that and try to fight and try to win a championship over there with the Celtics are automatically the favorites of coming out of the East. Because LeBron James if Jason Tatum comes back and you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you're automatically a championship contending team.
Right. And especially you're seeing now with the way that the salary cap could go up too. Obviously.
That doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, LeBron, we know he can manipulate a lot of different things.
Because here's the reason why. Jason Tatum, if he comes back, it'll be at the end of the season. Insurance already is paying for him. So even if he comes back, you're not paying him for a full season. So you could bring LeBron James' contract in with the Boston Celtics at the trade deadline, because even if Jason Tatum comes back, he's not going to be paid. That is paid by insurance. It doesn't affect their salary cap. Yeah. It doesn't affect their cap. So they can actually trade for LeBron James and not worry about Jason Tatum coming back because it won't affect them. LeBron James has an opportunity at the trade deadline if need be. And again, the Buss family is not running the organization anymore, and he has no reason to stay there. Expect LeBron James, if the Lakers are not a contending team and they don't have any assets where they can make a trade at the trade deadline to bring in another superstar to play with him and Luka, where LeBron James is going to ask to be traded. I'm willing, if you're a betting man, Joba, if they're, obviously we're not NBA players, so we can bet. If you're a betting man, ladies and gentlemen, I would bet LeBron James at the trade deadline will be traded to an experiencedly gifted NBA title team. Yeah. And I say experience because I think one of the teams that he's going to get traded to is a team that's won a championship in the last couple of years or is ready to win a championship. If LeBron James knows this could be his final season, you would think that LeBron James is going to play at least 80 games. Wouldn't you think?
You would think.
You want the fans to come and see you for the last time. Michael Jordan, we all know the Michael Jordan story. He came out many, many times, said, fans come to watch me play. I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to see me play at least once when I was playing basketball. And that's why he played almost every single game. You never see Michael Jordan miss a game. Right. He was always out on the basketball court, hurt with the flu as we saw him in the playoffs. That man went out there and played his heart out. LeBron James has not been that type of player really over the last 5 years. Now, LeBron James is still an elite player. There's no question that he is. He's still at the top of his game. Maybe not the same defensive player he once was, even though he's tried to play that contagious defense over the last couple of months of the season. He's not that type of player anymore. But LeBron James still has the ability, if he goes to an organization in the right team, he is absolutely that boost that organization's going to need to win a title. And also, new ownership thinks that they can get something for him. LeBron James is a guy that can help a team, give him a boost to possibly win a title. what would you get for LeBron James if he's averaging about 25 points per game, 8 assists and 7 rebounds, and can change your roster for the better? Even if LeBron James comes off the bench, which that will never happen.
No.
Even if LeBron James comes off the bench and you got a player of this magnitude coming off the bench, what are you willing to give up? For somebody like this, will almost guarantee you an Eastern or Western Conference chance to win a championship, finals to win a championship. What will you be willing to give up? If he believes this is his final year, he's either going to go to the Western Conference where he can win with Houston, with Kevin Durant. Could you imagine him and Kevin Durant on a roster? They've always wanted to play together.
Right.
Why not go, play your final season at the trade deadline with one of your favorite players to play with Team USA basketball and go and make a run with Kevin Durant and see if you can get over the hump. That would be amazing. LeBron James right off to the sunset like Peyton Manning did, win a championship with one of your best friends. I mean, that would be a storybook ending in LeBron James' story. By the way, another team that would be looking at LeBron James is the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
I could see the Golden State Warriors. If they're playing good basketball and Steph Curry is healthy, that's another guy that LeBron James and Steph has said over the years he would love to play with. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded to the Golden State Warriors with Steve Kerr there. So, and they'll have a chance to win a champion. Could you imagine him, Jimmy Buckets, and Steph Curry on a roster? Scary.